Good morning and welcome to Digging the Course 365. What a day I had yesterday, blimey. I saw, on the news a helicopter went missing with 5 people on board. And I heard what time it went missing, and then they said it was in the Snowdonian Mountains, which is where I am. And it got me thinking. At that exact time, I remember seeing a plume of smoke coming up from the mountains and wondering what it was. So, anyway, I went out yesterday. I'm driving to Anglesey. I did go to a little chapel. I am at Ligwick Castle. Ligwick Castle. Chapel. It's a chapel. Don't know anything about it. Let me read the sign and I'll let you know. So it's a chapel for the local people, or it was, in the 1100s, early 1100s. So this is an old one, 900 years old. And in the 1500s, they built a little extension, which is this side, I believe, and a burial chamber underneath. You can get underneath. Come and have a look. I don't know, I ain't been in myself yet. There's a big room downstairs. Here we go. Now, I'm guessing there's no bodies in here anymore. Oh, big stone on top. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's just a room. It's about 7 foot by 7 foot square. I don't know what that would have been for. TV probably for the dead, I don't know. A little peek hole. Interesting. Okay, so that was, I don't know, some kind of crypt or something. But it was just a very small chapel because the people who were local to here, the main church, the main chapel was too far away, so they built this one. Pretty impressive. And this is a cross base. It was actually outside the church, but they've brought it inside to protect it a little bit. But it would have had a big cross on top of there and stood outside to let everyone know this was the chapel. But then I thought, I'd better tell the police what I saw here because they couldn't find this helicopter. And I thought it was on my conscience. I thought I'd better go tell the police. So I went to the police station, told them what I saw, where I saw it. And he said, "Oh, we've already checked that area. It's not there." And I says, "Well, what about the plume of smoke I saw?" "Oh, it won't have been that. We've checked there." I thought, fair enough. I wasn't very happy. Excuse me. I thought, at least rule out the plume of smoke. You obviously don't know where the helicopter is. Anyway, then I went online. I went to the police who were dealing with it, rather than the guy in the police station. Told them what I saw, and then I saw there was a news conference at 12 o'clock. So I watched the news conference. They found it. They'd found the helicopter 17 miles away from where I thought I might have seen it. So I'm glad they found it. Unfortunately, they were all dead. I was wrong. I felt like a bit of an idiot. But, you know, it were on my conscience. I had to do something about it, didn't I? Anyway, it's the next day. We're back on Anglesey. And I'm taking you to a burial chamber. Quite excited about this burial chamber because it looks like it's one of the best I've been to yet. I think they partially excavated it. It should be quite interesting to look at. I can't pronounce how it's said. I might try when I get there. So here we are, and this looks very, very impressive. Very impressive indeed. Now, like Stonehenge, this was Neolithic farmers from 5,000 years ago who built this burial chamber, and it's actually aligned with the sun, just like Stonehenge is. If you come here at dawn on summer solstice, something happens. I don't know what. It doesn't say on the sign, but I'm guessing. My guess would be, this is the entrance. You've got stone there. I'm guessing the sun comes up directly in the middle there on summer solstice. This is wonderful. The shape is perfect. Now, I've told you this before. Can you remember the other burial chambers I show you, which is like 3 legs and a huge stone slab on top? This is exactly the same thing, only not as excavated. This is what they would have all looked like. A big mound of earth over them. It just have been a big hill. Now they've partially excavated this one. You can't get in. Well, I could if I climbed in there, really, I think. Let's just try and take a look inside. Okay, I can see inside, and you can actually get in it from the other side. This is fantastic. Let's go around the other side and have a look. We're now inside the tomb. This is the best I've been in. It's about 6'1" tall at the highest point. Most of it you have to crouch around. But it's beautiful, and the size of these stones. There's a standing stone inside, which is pretty spectacular. This stone here is huge. That'll weigh quite a few ton. And the very interesting thing is what I've just seen here. Some kind of spiritual witchcraft has gone on in here. It's like a stick. Are they bay leaves? Not sure. And wrapped in twine. I don't know if there's anything in there. Pebbles. Some kind of ritual. That's a bit weird. But nice, you know, if you're into that kind of thing and you want to come here and do that, why not? Personally, what I'd use this place for, you know, we're talking about serial killers and stuff. If I was a serial killer, this is where I'd dump my bodies, inside the ancient tombs. You know, you'd make headline news, wouldn't you? Another body being found by the tomb murderer. But, you know, I'm not a serial killer. You've got to kill, I think, 3 people before you're called one of them. On top of the mound here, back in the 1920s, there were 2 stones laying flat down on top of the mound with spirals on them. They don't know if this is something to do with rituals at summer solstice or whatever, but they're not there now. They've taken them to another museum, which is a shame. They're unable to tell us exactly how many bodies were in there because over hundreds of years this has been pretty much looted, destroyed, bodies taken out and not recorded, so we're not sure how many were in there. So the original stones went to the National Museum in Cardiff, I believe, the Welsh National Museum, but they put this replica here. I hate it when they do that, I really do. We don't need replicas on ancient places. We want the truth, we want the proper history. If you're not, well, they shouldn't have taken the stones in the first place, they should be here. But if you're not going to have them here, don't try and fool us by putting that there. This is a replica with the swirls on it. So they've replicated the swirls on here. But yeah, I'm not a fan of doing that. I don't like that. I don't approve of it. I think we should ban all replicas of everything, ever. Apart from, I don't know, football shirts. You know, football shirts, they can be quite expensive. You can get some cheap replicas from the market sometimes. They're illegal, you shouldn't be selling them or buying them. But I can go along with that because they're cheaper. This isn't doing anyone any good apart from fooling the public. So the burial chamber is 5,000 years old, Neolithic. And then 1,000 years later, they added this trench. There's a trench circle going all the way around it, and there were stones, a stone circle going around it as well. I think they said 17 stones at one point. So, and as I say, this was something to do with a summer solstice type ritual place. So that's the end of that place. Fantastic, the best I've seen on this trip, the best Neolithic example I've seen on this trip. Better than Stonehenge in my opinion. Right, let's move on. I don't think I can beat that today, to be honest with you, but there's more sights to see on Anglesey. I'm in shock, actually. This is the first time it hasn't rained in about 30 hours. It's just been non-stop rain. Very, very miserable, and it's forecast to rain all today as well. But we just had a little gap there, which was nice. I'm moving on from my hostel today. I've packed my bags, I'm all in the car. I'm moving on to Llandudno for 3 nights. Then I'm at Liverpool for 2 nights, all in youth hostels. And then I've got a big problem. There's no youth hostels at all from Liverpool right up to the Lake District pretty much. And I can't afford to be staying in hotels or anything more expensive than £20 a night. So I think from Liverpool I'm going to have to go straight up and miss quite a big section of the coast out, unfortunately. Things happen. As long as we get to where we're getting to, doesn't matter, does it? I can only dig whatever coast I can dig. I almost forgot to tell you the name of it. Bryn Celyn Ddu. Bryn Celyn Ddu. Bryn Celyn Ddu. Bryn Celyn Ddu. Bryn Celyn Llw. Bryn Celyn Llw. I don't know. Welsh, honestly, I'm not going to miss this language. Time to tell you who has donated recently. We've got Tim from the Isle of Portland, £5. Kent Johansson, £30. Pele, £32, 10 pence. Torb Jean, £18 and £4.50. Barumalala, £5. Yalimadala, £5. Kevin Longworth, £10. Mike and Jody from upstate New York, $100. Wow, thank you. John, $10. Anonymous, $20. Metal Detecting Middlesex, £5. Lewis Thompson, £7.31. J3B Dig and Canada, $5. Big C, £10. Big Burrower Brett, £10. £10. Alistair, £20. Erica, £15. Tim, €20. Lee Holland, £5. And Melissa and Dan, $30. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We're up to £36,336. It's been a very good couple of days. Very good. And a £100 donation in there. $100, sorry. So thank you all very much for donating. Please keep them coming in. Links in the description. Give us all your money. Let's make money for charity. I'm right near the tip of Wales now. Near Holyhead. Not far away anyway. To see another tomb. It's pretty much the same as the last one, but it's not going to be as good. And I don't think we can get in it. It's very windy up here. Woo! But the interesting thing about this mound, it's another mound of earth like the other one. Legend has it that a giant lady giant, a giantess, carried the mound here in her apron. She had an apron on, she carried the mound up here. What a load of rubbish! I'm standing on top of the mound at the moment. Why would anybody want to be buried up here? It's rubbish! You can't stand up! So it's unfortunate that we can't get in here because there's a lot of inscriptions and Neolithic artwork in here, which I'd have loved to have been able to see. But yeah, you can see, this is what I've been showing you guys. This is a typical tomb with the big slab on top and the stones underneath. And it looks like there's a few of these in here, and it's a very, very big chamber. Now, it's all been redone. It's got a concrete top, for God's sake. Brick wall going around it. So they've done this for the tourists. But it is a very big one. I've not seen one as big as this. It is mightily impressive. It's a shame we can't get in. You can get in, I think it's on certain days of the year. And then you've got to go to a shop about half a mile away and they walk up with you. Oh, look at my hair. But yeah, a nice little place. Right at the tip of the world. Somebody's made a slate poem or something here. Let's read it together. I must come to the sea again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a wielded knife, maybe, I don't know. And all I ask is a merry yarn and something and laughing fellow, blah blah, and quiet sleep and silent dream where the long trickle. Yeah, I can't read it properly. Very nice little poem if you're into poetry. Doesn't do it for me. The place is called Bar Clodiad Gaures. Bar Clodiad. It don't matter, does it? You're not interested. No one cares what it's called. Unless you can pronounce it properly and you know how to spell it. I don't know how to do neither, so what's the point? It's a burial I can't even say burial chamber anymore. When this place was excavated, they found the bodies of 2 young men in the tombs. You know, they never tell you what they've done with the bodies, do they? They're not here now. Where do they put all these bodies? Why do they take them? But also in the centre of the tomb they found a fire. And there was a stew being poured onto the fire, which contained, remember we're talking 5,000-year-old stew here. This is an old stew. So if you'd like to know what they ate 5,000 years ago, listen to me now. Are you ready? In the stew they found wrasse, I don't know what that is, W-R-A-S-S-E, eel, frog, toad, grass snake, mouse, shrew, and hare. And limpet shells and pebbles were put on top. How interesting. I can't really understand why they were eating that muck though, because Hoy Lake, I think it's called, which is just over there, I think. That's the only place on the island where there's a McDonald's. It's only a couple of miles away. Why don't you go to McDonald's? You wouldn't have that toad stew, would you, with eels and all that rubbish? You'd go to McDonald's. All the rest of Anglesey, not one single McDonald's. It's rubbish. But hey, there's one just up there somewhere. Keep your stew. Ugh. Right, I'm done with this place, to be honest with you. It's very windy. It's getting on my nerves. I'm going to head back to where I'm staying tonight now, Llandudno. I'm sure I've been to Llandudno as a kid. I think I might have got mumps at Llandudno. Mother, if you can let me know, please. I did get mumps in Wales as a child, and I remember we were staying in like a bed and breakfast or something, and the woman who owned it, I think she gave me like a baby rabbit. I must have only been 4 years old, something like that, but I do remember it. Tell me more about the story, Mother. Send me an email telling me it. If I'd have put the right clothes on for it, and the wind wasn't so bad, I could have just quickly metal detected that beach. Looks quite a nice one. So thanks for joining today on Digging the Goals 365. Hopefully, weather permitting, we're going to be on a beach detecting tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. If not, I'm sure I'll find something for us to do. Love you all. Goodbye on Digging the Coast 365. 5,000-year-old barbed wire. Get in.
Thank you all very much. Please, let's keep the donations coming in. All of the money goes to Raise the Sunshine to help make dreams come true for serious and terminally ill children. You can donate by clicking in the link in the description below, or by going to diggingthecoast.com and clicking donate. Let's make some wishes come true. Thank you all very much.